Good morning. Let us study today van der Waals gas equation. We have already seen the derivation of van der Waals gas equation in the previous class. In this class, we will discuss the van der Waals gas equation and to explain the behavior of real gases. Let us consider the compressibility factor versus pressure. The result is called compressibility factor, PV by RT. You see here, the compressibility factor is equal to PV by RT. Let us consider the compressibility factor versus pressure curves for various gases: hydrogen, helium, carbon monoxide, ammonia. Okay. Here, hydrogen and helium are exceptional. They have exceptional behavior. We will see. Okay, always increases. Whereas in the case of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, ammonia, methane, there is a dip in the curve. There is a decrease and then increase. Here, in the case of hydrogen and helium, there is a continuous increase. This is the ideal behavior. That is PV by RT equal to 1. This is 1. For ideal gas, you will get a straight line supply in this curve for ideal gas. Okay, now let us apply the van der Waals gas equation to explain this curve. Why there is a dip in the curve? Why there is a continuous increase in the curve? Okay, let us first see. There are, for example, if you look at the curve, very low pressure, very high pressure, and intermediate pressure. So there are 4 important conditions: low pressure, very low pressure, and very high pressure, and at some intermediate pressure, and this is an isotherm. These are isotherms because at constant temperature. These are plotted, PV, Z versus P, are plotted at constant temperature for different gases. These are called isotherms. Okay. Now, at high temperature, what happens to the real gas behavior? Let us first see very low pressure. This condition, under this condition, very low pressure. When the pressure is very low, volume is very high. See, volume, when the pressure is very low, volume will be very high. Under this condition, volume, this is the van der Waals gas equation for 1 mole of a real gas. This is the van der Waals gas equation for 1 mole of a real gas. The Vm is the molar gas, molar volume. T is the pressure, T is the temperature. Now, when the volume is high, for example, this is 1000, this is 0.1. Therefore, Vm minus V equal to Vm. Therefore, P plus A by V square Vm. Let us multiply PVm, okay, PVm and RT. This time we take VA into Vm square cancel. Therefore, now as pressure, as pressure increases, it is very easy. As pressure increases, Vm decreases. Now, as pressure, I am putting down, piston down, pressure increases, volume decreases. See, volume decreases. Therefore, A by Vm, this is decreases. Therefore, A by Vm increases because it is inversely proportional. Vm decreases. Therefore, A by Vm increases. A by Vm increases means RT. We are subtracting this from RT. Therefore, PVm becomes smaller and smaller. PVm decreases. That is, this explains the why there is a dip in the curve for carbon monoxide and ammonia in the Z versus P curve or PV isotherms. Okay. Next, let us see the next condition: high pressure. See, you go to high pressure. At very high pressure, volume is low. See, at very high pressure, the volume. When you press, the volume will be less. Therefore, pressure is very high. This factor is the pressure factor is very small because this is 1000 atmosphere. This will be 0.1. Therefore, P, A by Bm square, under this condition, A by Bm square is negligible. When A and B are van der Waals gas constants. Okay, now you multiply inside PBm equal to RT minus BB. Okay, now as the pressure, similarly, as pressure increases, what will happen? Pressure increases, this term increases. See, here decreases, this term increases, therefore PVM is larger. PVM as so PVM increases because of this term increases. This explains why, see this, why this term, why there is a dip, now why there is a continuous increase. This explains why there is a continuous increase because of this factor. Because of this factor, there is a continuous increase after reaching a minimum point. Next, the third condition, at some intermediate pressure. See, this is the low pressure, very low pressure, very high pressure. At some intermediate pressure, these two effects, see, this is subtraction, this is addition. These two effects cancel each other or balance each other, and the gases, the real gases become ideal. The real gases become ideal gases. Okay, at intermediate pressure. For example, at intermediate pressure, this is Z equal to 1. At this pressure, it becomes ideal. Okay. Now, what is next condition? At high temperature, see pressure we have now isotherm. I say this is recorded at fixed temperature. Now, at very high temperature, see when you increase the temperature, the pressure will increase. The piston will move up when you increase the temperature, when you heat. The kinetic energy of the gas molecules increases. Therefore, volume is also very high. Pressure also high, volume also high. Therefore, these two terms are negligible. Therefore, the equation, the van der Waals gas equation, reduces to ideal gas equation. This equation becomes ideal gas equation. Therefore, at high temperature, all the real gases tend to become ideally. Now let us see. For most of the gases, there are a dip, there is a decrease. But here, exceptional for the hydrogen and helium, they have always they have greater value. Z is greater than 1. Z value is greater than 1, and why it is so? Let us explain now. Hydrogen and helium, if you look at the gas, they have very small molecular masses, atomic masses. Because they have very small atomic masses, they have greater velocities. I have not given here, please write. They have greater velocities at particular temperature. Therefore, because of high speed, the molecules are not attracted towards each other. Therefore, the attractive force is very small. Therefore, A by Bm square is negligible. Therefore, A by Bm square is negligible means this is second condition. Okay, A by Bm square is negligible. Therefore, this is PBm equal to RT plus Bp. Now, increasing pressure from the beginning, from the very low pressure, as pressure increases, what happens? This PBm increases, therefore the factor PBm increases. This explains why there is a continuous increase of Z or PBm with respect to increasing pressure. Okay. Now let us see what is boiling temperature. What is called the boiling point? The temperature at which a real gas obeys the Boyle's law. At particular temperature, a real gas obeys ideal gas or Boyle's law. Is called boiling point or boiling temperature. It can be calculated by using this equation TB equal to A by RB, where A and B are van der Waals gas constants and R is gas constant. Please use all the units in all the SI unit, all AB in SI unit, or AB or in filter atmosphere units. Please careful when problems are asked. There are several problems asked using this or many other equations. Please careful with the unit. Use cancel unit also so that you will get Kelvin. The temperature is expressed in Kelvin. Thank you for watching.